It's the High Heel Tea Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Where we speak on real topics that'll make you laugh. Looking good, smelling good, that's a boss chick. Yeah. 6-inch heel, show you how to walk slick. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Ree Podcast. Hey. And it's the podcast, and it's the High Heel.
Hey, welcome back to the High Heels and Tea Podcast. I'm Crystal Lee.
This is Rihanna.
And yeah, today we are joined by Master Prepared Registered Nurse, clock it, okay, Danielle Holloway.
Yes.
How you feeling?
I'm feel good.
I think I've been saying clock it all this time.
Yeah.
You know what happened? Speaking to my nails, when the lady was doing my nails, when the lady was doing my nails and it was just all gold and all the women in the salon, they were like, look at her nails. And I was like, this, clog it. And the lady was like, actually, you just supposed to do this. I was like, oh.
You're doing too much.
Yes, we're on to the game.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
We glad you are here. So we're going to get into some things, y'all, because she about to drop some gems.
Yes.
She about to drop some information that we all as women would love to know. And let's get into it. Can you share with the listeners, the followers, a little bit more who you are, background to your brand?
Absolutely. So first off, so happy to be here and thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yes. So Danielle Holloway has stated, Master Prepared Registered Nurse, been in the healthcare industry for about 17, 18 years now. And so what I do is I provide non-surgical cosmetic procedures. So that ranges from Botox and fillers, microneedling. I do the weight loss medications, just a whole list of cosmetic procedures from pre and post-op. So before my ladies go to the Dior or wherever you may go, make sure when you come back, you have a plan. Before you leave, have a plan. Consult with me so we can make sure that you come back home safe.
Listen. Okay, and it was very imperative that we put the credentials on there because you wanted to make sure that people were aware that you are actually licensed.
Yes,
doing this, because there are people that are not licensed that's performing this.
Absolutely. So that's kind of was my drive to even open facility or provide services of this nature, because I did work in the hospital in certain geographical areas here in St. Louis where I saw during certain time of the year where we saw ladies coming in from the DR, from Miami, or wherever they may have gone without a treatment plan or care plan once they return home, and they ended in the surgery suite.
Wow.
No.
Do you think that was due to whether was it lack of planning or lack of information, like lack of awareness that this is the full process? It's not only going to go get the procedure, but you need an aftercare plan as well.
Absolutely. So I think it was a combination of it all. Okay. So, we're excited, right? And I love to see the ladies go out and, get the body that we all want, right? Or return back to this body that we once had, pre-kids or whatever, pre-life. So we get excited about that, the after, right? The Instagram photos. But what we don't do is the preparation. So, right, making sure that the physician, the nurse has the credentials first, that the facility is licensed and the state has been there to approve the services. And then post-op, what does that look like? That we are coming back home or we have a nurse involved prior to catching that flight. And then once we get home, what does that look like? So I think it was just a combination of miseducation, ignorance, we just don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important, like I said, just to reach out. I mean, even I would love the clientele, but even if you don't choose me, just ensure that you do have a licensed person to look over your care.
Yeah.
So,
and it's tax season. I know you blooming, right? She's like, I ain't even got time to do this podcast.
Say at certain times of the year.
That is true. She's like, let's wrap this podcast up.
Like, y'all need me. Y'all
Yes,
need help.
absolutely. So this is the high point. So it's March. So I'm going to say the hospitals will start seeing maybe by June, July, when the ladies return after the procedures, where we have a high incidence of surgeries, right? We have infections, hospitalizations will increase post surgical procedures.
So what is the surgery that they have to get if they don't plan for post-op aftercare?
They have to remove it? Or?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have to
So
get
basically they wasted their money.
Absolutely.
Dang.
And so most insurance companies do not pay for cosmetic procedures, right? So we are just going to clear the infection, get you healed, get that wound closed, and then you're done.
So now you're just botched.
So now you're just botched. That's exactly why they have that show.
I'll be like, put it back.
Yeah.
Put it back. Well,
I know, I just got that.
like, can you put this
Absolutely.
on eBay?
You know what? No, they crawl in the ER. They like, do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do because the
It's your
pain,
body.
absolutely,
Yeah.
it's rejecting it.
And you
Yeah.
do cosmetic as well to the face. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get into that because
Yes.
me personally, I love like a good skincare routine. I love knowing and learning more about my skin. I have very oily skin.
Okay.
And I think I just heard something more recently. Like a lot of times we would think like, okay, you got oily skin, put certain products and stuff on it, but it's your body that's telling you that there's, something that needs, a little bit more vitamin B, vitamin C, for instance.
Absolutely.
Let's talk to the face.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they're each individual, right? Everybody is individualized. And so the things that you need. So you always start with internal. Whatever you put in your body, like you are what you eat. And I know it's just like kind of cliche saying, but no, that's so real. It is so real. So starting there, how do I take care of my body? Because your body only going to take care of you as well as you take care of it.
True.
So, if we starting to see the stretch marks, we start to see all these other things that we may not so much like, the hyperpigmentation on our face, the dryness. Okay, you need some more water, right? Okay, maybe the oiliness. Maybe your diet is too high in fats. Okay, the hyperpigmentation. Perhaps we need to clean our sheets. Perhaps we just need a good skincare regimen. And it doesn't have to be anything super pricey, but each person is when they come into my suite, it's individualized approach. So let's sit down and see, what are you dealing with? How long have your skin been oily? How long have you been dry? When did you notice what's going on in your life? Yeah. Right? So those things, just start
Create
with
a plan.
Absolutely. And then we can go from there.
And I know with the level of information you have, the level of experience you have, you probably be so upset when you like watch certain commercials of the different products that there's because women emotion like that.
Absolutely.
That alone, if you can get a woman to feel like she needs something, even with, for instance, like Summer's Eve, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was at once upon a time a big thing.
Absolutely.
You're like, oh yeah, I want to smell like grapefruits and peaches.
It's
like
not real.
Do not like that alone. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And it's not until you actually get around someone that's licensed and they educate you on how all that is just a gimmick. You don't need it, but it's actually an entire industry that's built around it. So people like you are important to this space. Does that piss you off?
So bad.
Like when you see that?
Because Summer's Eve, just eat some pineapples.
Yes.
Just eat some good fruit.
I'm
drink
sorry.
some water.
That's
it. That's it.
Yeah, we're natural cleansers.
Absolutely.
So
you don't need any of that.
Nothing
Yes.
there.
And I have daughters. And I be telling them and I understand it because I was a young lady once upon a time, you know what I'm saying? And I be like, nah, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't use that. You don't need it. And they be like, yeah, I do.
They don't.
You have that problem? Is it younger women the hardest to get through?
Because you know what? Everything is a fad, right? And then if you have the marketing dollars, they know the words to say, who to put it in front of, who's the most vulnerable, who's the less educated. And when I say less educated, I'm talking about the kids, right? Because we know. So they know that's what it's built for.
Yes. And TikTok driving them crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when I tell you my 22-year-old always got some new remedies, some new products. She be like, oh, I'm so excited. I be like, what is that? It's so oil on your face. I be like,
another gimmick.
Please stay off of TikTok. Now, this is the difference if you have some type of quick little obsession with some, just getting a bunch of weird, random things. But it's people telling her, or she's listening, watching rather, that, okay, if you want better skin, use this product. Or Baby, when I tell you her dress is full of stuff. If she watched the show, she going to be like, she always talking about it.
And you're tearing up your skin, okay? Yes. Don't do it. Yes. Don't do it.
Yes. With that, because they do got the new Korean skin formula thing. Yeah. Is that a thing? Is that...
So I will say...
Skin
kind. So... Actually, Korea has the leading industry, or is the leading industry in skincare products. They are. The only thing I can say about that is it has to be FDA approved.
Okay.
So the products that I use, if they are Korean based, which there is one that I will start providing or using, it has been FDA approved.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason that's important, and I mean, it's money first, right? We have to get our money. But the other piece is because I have insurance, if my products aren't FDA approved, then if something goes wrong with one of my clients, my insurance company won't pay for it.
They be like, girl,
I know. Where'd you get that from? Exactly. Where'd you get that from? You just bought that offline, or Alibaba, or Temu. So they not having it. So, I mean, little things, there's not little, but things like that, you don't realize that and certain things I can't even get without my doctor.
Yeah.
So I have to be overseen by a physician.
Yeah.
So there's steps to what I do. So when I say, prices are expensive, it just is what it is. But because of, I can't just buy something off of Alibaba. You
ain't gonna get it in
I
time
can't
anyway.
do it.
I ain't gonna be like, oh, this year.
I don't even sell it no more. I don't even provide that service no more by the time you get it.
That is funny.
My license didn't expire. I gotta renew it in that field. So you actually have products that you make, right?
So not necessarily. So each person's individualized. So not so much that I make, but a combination. So I may use a little bit of this and then bring some of this in, and we may use this, or I thought I need this. Well, no, you don't need that. Once we get in and talk about it. So specific products I don't actually make. I use certain vendors for certain things.
Okay, I see. So we already talked about Summer's Eve. What is another? I want to say industry more than anything, but something else as women that we were told we should be doing. That is like, girl, no, you shouldn't be doing it.
Well, I'm gonna say, I'm turn around just a little bit.
Okay.
What we were told that we should not do, that we should be doing. Okay.
Yep.
Because we're really just now, like you said, 22-year-old, and I have a 15-year-old daughter. Like she is all into all things beauty. I wasn't I didn't have the resources. First off, mom wasn't buying all that stuff. Like we buy these kids. It's ridiculous. But Botox. So that is such a cliche, like black don't crack, right? You don't have to do that. Okay. So we do our melanin, right? In our skin, it's just phenomenal. It really protects us from so many things, but we go age. Aging it's gonna happen. It's normal. So one thing I'll say that we're told we don't need, that we really do, Botox and it's called preventative care.
Okay.
Preventative care. So we just starting off early. So certain things you should do in your 20s, or certain skin care products you should be using in your 20s, and then certain ones in your 30s, and then once you get to 40. So each basically, time frame requires certain preventative care. So when you do get to 40, the fine lines and wrinkles are less. So one thing that I say, black folks always say, you don't need Botox. Well, you'd be surprised how many people get Botox. You'd be surprised how many people get filler. Yeah, it is huge amongst black people.
In their eyes,
forehead.
Forehead. Fillers, though.
Fillers adds volume.
Okay, so kind of just like
to the lips.
You can do your lips. You can do your cheeks. So something you all may have heard is the Ozempic face.
Look at you.
Ozempic face. They're losing weight in their face, so they lose the elasticity. So have you all seen the people that lose too much? Okay, so it's real.
I went and invested in stock. I was like, I need to stock for this company because all the celebrities, everybody's doing it. But their face gets real small and skinny, and then their body does too. But for sure,
they start look old. Yeah,
but their skin is like
the fat pad. So you just have fat in your face, and that's going to go away. Fillers to add the volume back.
Ooh, that's a high maintenance bill right there.
It is. It definitely is.
So how many fillers do you have to get? Like, is it like
how long does it last?
Process?
About a year to a year and a half. So you may need a filler, a syringe or two. So it's really not
a
as
needle
bad.
in your like the needle.
So it's a cannula. So it's a cannula. It's really less painful than you would think.
Then it sounds.
Then it sounds. It really is not. I've had Botox, filler, microneedling. Like the
What's
services.
microneedling?
Microneedling basically it's a procedure that I perform where small pinpoint, basically See, I don't even want to say needles in front of y'all now.
It's okay.
I'm not
we need to know
I mean,
all this.
I just
Sure. It's just like a procedure where small pinpoint injuries is made throughout your face. It helps with cell turnover. So I don't know if you notice towards the winter, your skin starts to get dull.
Yep.
So you just use the needles to go over your face, create these punctures. Basically, it's tiny. It's almost like just imagine like a little needle because your face is numbed. I draw your blood. I don't know if you've seen when your blood is drawn, it's spun down, and then the plasma, the yellow part of the blood. Okay, that's like amazing growth factors. Like your body is amazing; it's gonna take care of itself. So you use that to reapply onto your face, and before, I mean, your skin is amazing afterwards.
So that reminds me, I had a skin graft.
right.
Okay.
And so the kind of skin graft that they tried at first was like that, like it had like these little small dots in it, and the goal was to let my
Skin grow into-
skin
Yep.
grow into it. But then it was so tight, and so I had to
Yeah.
go get a bunch of laser surgeries done.
Really?
Yeah. Then I had to go get it off and get another skin graft where I guess they just slapped the skin on it and just stitched it up and let it all
It's
grow
fine.
in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
So
wonder
remember
if it
that.
was like, was it the first one? Was it your skin from somewhere
No,
else?
it's mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it took
That's what I was gonna say.
but it was just so thick and tight,
Yeah.
and yeah, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this again." I was like, "Okay,
Like, wait a minute.
okay, do it again." But the second time they did it, like my foot looks better.
Okay.
It looks smoother, and yeah, it scores and stuff from like the staples and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's way better than it. So when you was describing, I was like, yeah, that's what they were saying
Exactly.
was gonna happen. That's what they. I heard this before.
That's what they was trying.
Yeah, that's what
Uh-huh.
they was trying, but not on my face. So I understand
Yeah.
that 100%.
Okay. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm like microneedling. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it allows you, like she said, new skin
Yeah, to grow.
to
Yeah.
grow in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I
And
probably
your skin is beautiful afterwards. I mean, I recommend like 3 treatments with the PRP and
It's like
yeah.
an outpatient.
oh yeah, oh
You gotta be
within an hour.
I gotta put me to sleep. I want to see that.
Numb. So you
Yeah,
said
oh
you
numb.
numb it.
Yeah,
So
I
we
just
just
did
don't
my
wanna
first
see
one
So you numb your face, or do you like
with some topical numbing cream.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to sleep.
face be burning?
They be like, Kristen, you I need to go to the OR.
You do not. You do not go.
You're so dramatic. Yes, that's so dope though. Out of those 3 specific, the filler,
Microneedling.
and microneedling,
Uh-huh.
and what was the other
Botox.
one?
Fillers.
What is your favorite one to do, and why?
For me personally, I like Botox.
Okay, why?
Yeah. Botox.
That's the one for your
Yeah, 11.
forehead.
So you can actually use it all over your face. But for me specifically, I get these terrible lines across my forehead. And I didn't really notice them until I got into the industry. And I'm like, oh my God, I look so bad. It's like, oh no, it was bad.
I'm about to go in the mirror, but
And that's exactly what I would have you to do. And so now I'll be like, exactly. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I got into the industry and I started taking these classes and I'm like, oh my God, let me see what this looks like for me. Like I can't offer this service if I don't know, if I can't talk about it, right?
True.
Talk through it.
True.
And so once I started getting it, I cannot not get it now.
Really?
I can't.
Well, you look beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Number
Thank
one,
you.
you do look beautiful.
Thank you.
I didn't know you
So-
had no. Didn't I mean, not
Probably
like
did.
that.
It probably wasn't that bad. It
Oh,
was like
it was
Yes, is it like
bad.
you put too much in it? That's what makes the face get stiff, or is that just
So,
a normal reaction?
Now, let me tell you, I do have the girls that come and say, I don't want to move. Like, I don't want my face to move.
Like
that
I'm
is a
like-
thing. Yeah. Yep.
Surprise!
Exactly. Surprise, surprise.
Why though?
No.
That's just the look that they go for. They just want to, they don't want any
They
movement.
just want to look in the mirror and be like,
all the time.
What is it?
better not look at me.
Do you recommend against that?
So, I say, bring me some pictures of who you would like to look. Like,
And
what is your
Your goal.
goal? Let's talk about your goals, because I may not even be able to help you accomplish that goal. So I like to be realistic with people. I don't recommend that. I do recommend you show some expression. But you know what? Certain fields, right? Certain industries, your career may require that you don't. Whereas mine, I'm a
Now you
nurse.
on the comedy show, you're like,
This is so funny. This is so
I am on
funny.
the inside.
I am having the best
So
time.
that is hilarious. So for me, I like the movement. Like I'm a nurse. I have to be able to cry, right?
Yeah.
With you, or at least show my compassion.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be froze.
Emotion.
Show emotion. So, and I like the more natural look.
Okay.
So, you could be Barbie or you could just give me some tweaks. Like I'm good with tweaks every couple months. And so that's me.
So with the surgical.
Yes.
Okay, I'm learning. I'm gonna give me a little degree after this. Non-surgical cosmetic procedures, BBLs, is that
Non-surgical BBLs, yes, that's
How
definitely
is
an
that
option.
work?
Sure. So it's just it's called hyaluronic acid that's injected into the space that you want to add volume to. Now, just like any surgical procedures, it requires upkeep, right? So you may have to come back in a year. It depends on how your body metabolizes the product. So it's hyaluronic acid. We already have that in our body. So you may have to come back. If you go to the gym often, it's going to metabolize a little bit quicker. Okay. Whereas if you don't, then you might keep it a little bit longer. I have clients that come and who received a BBL. And when they come again from DR and things settle, it's like, oh my God, this side is a little bit lower than this side.
It's uneven.
It's uneven. So now we have to even this up. Or I've lost weight since this. And so now I don't look as good. I need to add some volume. So no procedure is permanent, Now certain things will last a little bit longer, but no procedure is permanent because life just happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
For things like that, how will you prolong those things? Like, just to keep them.
You know what? Dietary choices, right? So if we want to take care of your body, that's it, right? But you're going to be another age. You're going to get older, right? Life is just going to happen. So certain things are just going to happen with age. And again, like the fat pads in your face, when you lose weight, if you receive filler before, well, that's going to leave as well. So you have to add more volume. So it's just almost part of your upkeep. Like your nails, like anything else, it's maintenance.
I'm going to give me some hyaluronic acid.
It's been about a year.
It's time.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
So do you do tummy tucks, non-surgical approaches to that as well?
So I don't do the tummy tucks. I'm so proud about this. I'm excited to offer this based on, I call it fat blaster or lipo dissolve.
Okay.
So two things. One, I help the ladies when they come back from the procedures if you keloid. So I'm working with a client right now. When she came back from her tummy tuck, she keloid. I mean, she's from hip to hip. So I help flatten those scars out. And then we're working on the color of that to kind of blend it into the rest of her skin. So that's one area I help. And then the other area I help with, just if you have a rounder belly, I help to dissolve that.
Okay.
So two different. If you haven't had the procedure, or if you had, then I know. Once you get to a certain age, it's just like, look,
Some cushion for you, baby.
I got it for you.
I got some cushion for you.
Yeah.
Listen, the front and the back.
That's funny.
That's dope. So with you said, what is the other one? The frozen one?
The fat dissolver is what I have.
dissolve.
What I offer, again, for those ladies who, you know what, we just had this baby and I
The
don't want to go up
mommy
on the knife.
makeover.
Exactly. I don't want to go up under the knife. I might not be a candidate to go up under the knife. Right? I'm just afraid. I'm afraid. I would love a good tummy tuck. I'm scared. It just is what it is.
And how long for that one? Because look at me.
The lipo dissolve, it could take, depends on how fast, 4 to 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole
not long at all.
downtime, recovery,
It's zero downtime.
So you do it
Zero
once, or
downtime.
do you do it to maintain it, or how does
Go.
it work?
So once the fat is dissolved, that's permanent. Now, new fat can grow. Okay. But so again, it's all about maintenance, right? After we spend this money on dissolving this belly,
Take care of yourself.
we got to stay out of
stuff that you ain't supposed to be eating.
the pasta line.
Listen.
Eat bread every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, even if you did the tummy tucks, right? The tummy is still going to be flat, but the fat is going to your arms, it's going to go to your back. Like, it's going to go.
Dang.
It's going to go somewhere.
It's just like why people continue to keep going back, get surgery, because
Absolutely.
they're not staying on top of all of
Absolutely.
their things that they need to
Absolutely.
do.
Absolutely.
It's like, girl, I'm going back next year. I eat what I want to eat.
And you didn't waste it. And I've seen girls, I mean,
yeah.
10, 20, 30s of thousands of
Imagine.
dollars. I'm like, you could have just came here and I could have gave you the shots. Like, I get Ozempic
Hey,
shots.
if you want to waste some money,
If you want, I mean, really, if you're going to
Yes.
continue to eat, you don't need to do that. Like, this is something more local, first off. You
Yeah.
save money there. And let's, again, treatment plans goals. Set those goals up because
License at that.
there you go. Absolutely.
And what I think it is like you said, it's that fad. I think everybody thinks that they have to go to the DR, or they have to go to Miami because those are the places that it's more predominant. But we have someone here, right, in St. Louis, Missouri, that can
Non-surgical license.
and she can also help you keep everything balanced with the plan,
Absolutely.
so that you guys
Absolutely. Or successful. Don't waste your money.
You're actually very passionate about it. So it's a difference between like nowadays you do see a lot of people inspired to get in different fields because it's accessible for them, or they like, you know what, I could make money doing this, but they are not passionate about it. So even if they learn how to perform certain things, it's not with the proper care, with the right heart, you know. But you actually have this natural passion. This is the industry you've been working in regardless. And you're very knowledgeable, about the body altogether. So yeah, I would definitely rather go to you.
Yeah, you know what? I found that, and I'm gonna tell you, when I first, it's been years ago, I had my baby, and I was like, how postpartum, you just like gain this weight, and now, just not feeling yourself. And so I went to a very well-known provider here. I'm gonna get something. I didn't know what I wanted to get. That was new again. So I'm gonna get something, but I feel like I need some youthfulness or some newness. So I went, and when I tell you I went to some jogging pants, my day off, nurses, we just kind of on our day off, we relax.
Chilled.
We don't want to save a life. We just want to relax.
and relaxation.
Absolutely. So I went, and when I tell you there was not a space for me, they were like, girl, where you going? I felt so out of place. I was so uncomfortable. I left. I went to the bathroom. I was like, where's the bathroom at? I went to the bathroom. I came back out. I looked around. I didn't see nobody. I was like, I'm out the door.
Wow.
Because they're not used to treating us. They really know what to do with us.
Wow.
Like, So it was just disheartening.
Look, is it Sonia Bello? Look.
No, they weren't. I don't even know if they were around at that time.
That's all the commercials I always see. Sonia Bello.
Exactly. Yeah, they. And no knock to. Right, lipo. I can't perform liposuction. That's like I can't do. I'm not a physician. So absolutely go to wherever you choose to go. Those are options. My goal is to educate the Black and Brown community. Have a plan. Have a plan in place. Don't just go and have these procedures and there's what's next for you.
Yeah, I don't even think you ever heard about what's next. A little bit more now because you hear about the different nurses and stuff. They're putting houses together.
Absolutely, those things are needed. They are
part of the plan. That's not the only part. Yeah, that's not the end all be all of the plan.
So, have you ever encountered situations where back about 15 years ago had to be when everybody was going to get those injections, like the under the table injections and stuff like that? So when those people were doing that and they were coming to the office or to the ER with infections and stuff like that, so they have to cut their parts off or just to get that stuff out of there?
Absolutely. So, and not just 10 or 15 years ago, like last year,
they
6 months ago. Absolutely. That's still real. Still very much so real. So, no, that's still happening.
So what are they actually putting? Are people putting fix-a-flat?
Absolutely they are.
That's right.
And so the reason we know that is because, say for instance, I have a client to come in and they want filler. So if vascular occlusion is a thing, that means that I have injected hyaluronic acid into a vein and that vein can no longer receive blood supply. So for me to fix that, and it happens, less than 1%, but I have a medication in the office that I dissolve.
I've had so many surgeries.
Okay.
I've had, I was a burn victim, so I'm a burn survivor, and I went through a lot. And so hearing certain things is almost like reminding me of things that, you know what I'm saying? I know it's painful.
Yeah.
At that, so veins, and I'm hearing stuff happening with I'm sorry.
No, so when they come in, our first reaction is to give them this dissolver, right? If you've purchased an FDA approved filler, I should be able to dissolve it with an FDA approved dissolver.
You'll be able to reverse it.
I should be able to reverse it as a reversal agent. Now, if you done went down to Miami and got fix-a-flat, I don't care how much dissolver, I can't dissolve it.
Why would you go somewhere else to get fix-a-flat? If you was just gonna get Fix-A-Play, you might as well stay where you was going.
Because that person has a really good marketing director and is able to put out really good pictures of a nice plump BBL, and so
And everybody's body doesn't reject it.
absolutely. But you also don't know. That's just when they were there. 24 hours later, the same person could be dead. So you don't know those things. You know, you
So
don't
they
know.
ain't here to tell you.
They ain't
Ain't
here to
work.
tell you. They just have the people that's still alive that's walking around you, and they're showing their work.
I mean, they got Fix-A-Flat.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Do they bounce? Do they boozy bouncy? Look at me.
You know what?
That's what
You know what? Some of them. So some of the fake filler is still really good. Like has the softness, but the unfortunate part is you just don't know until it's
Until
it goes left.
it goes left. So you just don't know.
So you just chance it, but that's
Yes.
just basically what's more important. You like, nah, I'm getting his ass.
That's what they saying. Like, ma'am, you know, you can die tonight.
I want it.
Give me the ass.
Give me.
Hey, but if I got it for a week,
Give me the ass. Take a picture.
Take
of
all
it.
the pictures. There you go.
Listen, can't even get off the
Absolutely.
bed. Take a picture.
Absolutely.
Listen.
Instagram is where it's at. So
crazy.
So before we end this episode, we'd love for you to share with the listeners and the watchers where they can tap in with you,
Absolutely.
social media, website, all that good stuff, so they can get booked up correctly.
absolutely.
The right way. The right way.
Get her up. Get that money up. Let's go.
That's so funny.
Yes.
So first off, I'm kind of going through a rebranding myself, but as of now, it's True Luxe Body Bar. My phone number is 636-348-4884. And listen, I am here for text messages, just questions, concerns.
That's awesome.
My ultimate goal is just ensure that you're safe out there.
Yeah.
That is so
Safe
awesome.
and healthy.
Safe and
That
healthy.
she really mean that to you.
Absolutely.
I swear. That is
Absolutely.
so awesome. Well, thank you so much, Danielle.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming
Appreciate
out. This has been a real dope episode. I already knew we was gonna get so much information. So I'm inspired to do better.
Come
I'm
and see me,
inspired to upgrade my budget for an upkeep.
There you go. Of maintenance, like your nails and hair.
If
Absolutely.
anybody wants to do anything for my birthday, I would like to hyaluronic
Ask
acid
in the
inject
left
it into the top of my booty.
Yes.
The top.
Put it on the left side. So I can be like, pow, pow, pow. Thank y'all for listening to the High Heels and Tea podcast.
Thank you.
Goodbye.